Magic and witchcraft, while often used interchangeably, are distinct concepts with unique histories, practices, and cultural contexts. Below is an in-depth exploration of these two ideas, detailing their origins, beliefs, and how they differ in both intent and practice. 1. Origins and definitions. Magic. Magic is a broad term that encompasses various practices, rituals, and beliefs used to influence or manipulate natural and supernatural forces. The concept of magic can be found in nearly every ancient civilization, from Mesopotamia and Egypt to Greece, Rome, and China. It includes divination, alchemy, spellcasting, and invoking deities or spirits for protection, healing, or knowledge. Magic is often defined as the art of directing energy, symbols, and intention to produce desired effects. It can be practiced by anyone with the knowledge or inclination, regardless of spiritual affiliation or personal beliefs. Magic is not tied to a single religion or worldview and can be both spiritual and non-spiritual. Witchcraft. Witchcraft refers specifically to the practices, beliefs, and traditions of witches. While it can involve elements of magic, witchcraft has a more defined cultural and historical context. It has roots in folk traditions, nature worship, and ancient paganism, with a strong focus on connection with nature, spirits, and often a divine feminine or animistic worldview. Traditionally, witchcraft has been more community-focused and connected to the land and local customs. Witches were often healers, midwives, or wise folk in villages, using herbal remedies and charms to protect, heal, and guide their communities. Witchcraft has also been stigmatized throughout history, especially in Christian-dominated societies, leading to periods of persecution and witch hunts. The modern practice of witchcraft, often called Wicca or neo-pagan witchcraft, has emerged in the last century as a spiritual path that reclaims these ancient practices and celebrates the natural world. Of 2. Practices and rituals. Magic. Magic encompasses a wide range of practices, from ceremonial magic to folk magic and ritualistic traditions. The practices and rituals of magic vary greatly depending on the tradition or cultural background. Common types of magic include ceremonial magic. This form of magic involves elaborate rituals, often invoking deities, angels, or spirits through structured ceremonies. Practiced in groups, like the Hermetic Order of the Golden Dawn, ceremonial magic focuses on invoking higher powers for knowledge and spiritual growth. Alchemy. Alchemy is an ancient form of magic and science aimed at transforming base materials into valuable substances, often metaphorically seeking inner transformation and enlightenment. Divination. Magic often includes methods of divination, such as tarot reading, astrology, or scrying, where practitioners seek to gain insight into the future or answer personal questions. Sigils and symbols. Sigils, symbols imbued with specific intention, are commonly used in magic as a way to focus energy and intent on achieving a goal. They're often drawn or created in specific shapes or patterns. Intention and focus. Magic heavily relies on the power of intention. The practitioner channels their focus and intent into an object, word, or gesture, believing this energy will influence their surroundings or outcomes. This belief in the power of mental focus and will is universal in most magical traditions. Witchcraft. Witchcraft practices center around nature, the elements, and spirits, emphasizing a harmonious relationship with the environment. Some common practices within witchcraft include herbalism and healing. Witches often use herbs and natural remedies for healing, believing in the medicinal and magical properties of plants. This practice has its roots in folk medicine, where healers used local plants to treat ailments. Spells and rituals. In witchcraft, spells are cast to align with the natural cycles of the earth, such as the phases of the moon or seasonal changes. Rituals are often simple and personalized, focusing on manifestation, protection, or healing. Connection with deities or spirits. Many witches work with gods, goddesses, or ancestral spirits, often drawn from pre-Christian traditions. They may create altars, give offerings, or commune with these spirits for guidance. Divination. Like magic, witchcraft also includes forms of divination. Witches use tools such as tarot cards, pendulums, runes, or crystal balls to connect with spiritual guidance or gain insights. The elements and moon cycles. Many witches follow the cycles of nature, including the lunar cycle. They believe certain spells are more effective during specific moon phases or natural seasons. Comparison. While both magic and witchcraft include spellwork and rituals, Witchcraft's practices are often rooted in a more spiritual or nature-focused perspective. Witchcraft rituals tend to celebrate natural cycles, such as the lunar or seasonal shifts, whereas magic rituals can be more diverse based on individual traditions or goals. The 3. Purpose and intent. Magic. The primary purpose of magic is to bring about change in the practitioner's environment or life. Magic can be used for almost any purpose, including love, success, protection, healing, and self-improvement. However, magical practices can range widely in ethical perspectives, from benevolent, white magic, focused on helping others, to black magic, which is believed to manipulate or harm. Magic can be practiced without any particular spiritual belief. It is seen as a neutral force that can be used by anyone who understands it. Witchcraft. Witchcraft is typically focused on aligning oneself with the forces of nature, personal growth, and spiritual connection. It often has a strong ethical basis, particularly in modern Wicca, where the Wiccan Rede, and "it harm none, do what you will," guides practitioners to avoid harm. Witchcraft is closely tied to spirituality, often serving as a way for individuals to honor the earth, commune with nature, and pursue inner transformation. Comparison. Magic is often goal-oriented, focusing on achieving specific outcomes, while witchcraft emphasizes harmony with nature and personal spirituality. Magic may or may not consider ethical implications, while modern witchcraft often includes ethical guidelines to avoid harm. 4. Cultural perceptions and misunderstandings. Magic. Historically, magic has been both respected and feared. In some societies, magicians and sorcerers were revered as powerful figures, while in others, magic was outlawed and associated with evil forces. In the Western world, magic has often been misunderstood as purely occult or black magic. However, magical traditions also include benevolent practices aimed at healing, blessing, and guidance. Witchcraft. Witchcraft has often been misunderstood and vilified, especially during the witch hunts of the early modern period. Accusations of witchcraft were frequently based on fear, misogyny, and religious intolerance. In contemporary society, witchcraft has undergone a resurgence, often viewed as a form of personal empowerment and connection to the natural world. This resurgence has helped redefine witchcraft as a legitimate spiritual path, shedding the negative stereotypes that once plagued it. Comparison. While both magic and witchcraft have faced historical stigmatization, witchcraft has been particularly associated with persecution, especially against women. Magic, on the other hand, has held various positions in society, from respected to feared, depending on the cultural context. Number 5. Modern interpretations and practices. Magic today. Modern magic is highly diverse, with practitioners drawing from traditional, cultural, and New Age sources. Today, magical practices often include elements from psychology, self-help, and mindfulness. For example, manifestation practices, such as affirmations and visualization, are common in the New Age community and often overlap with magical thinking. Magic can be practiced without any formal structure. Witchcraft today. Modern witchcraft, especially Wicca, emphasizes reverence for nature, the divine feminine, and ethical spellwork. Wicca has formalized many practices and created a sense of community around witchcraft that was missing in its more persecuted history. Neo-pagan witchcraft also includes solitary practitioners who create personalized rituals or join covens to celebrate seasonal festivals like Samhain, Beltane, and the solstices. The rise of social media has allowed a global community of witches to connect, sharing spells, rituals, and advice. Comparison. Modern magic often incorporates broader self-help and manifestation practices, while witchcraft continues to focus on nature reverence, seasonal cycles, and a strong sense of ethics. Both have adapted to include secular and psychological elements, allowing practitioners to personalize their approaches. Summary of differences. Origins. Magic is an ancient practice found across cultures. Witchcraft specifically stems from folk traditions and nature worship. Intent. Magic seeks to change or influence circumstances. Witchcraft seeks harmony with nature and spiritual growth. Practice. Magic includes a broad range of techniques, such as alchemy and ceremonial rituals. Witchcraft emphasizes herbalism, lunar cycles, and seasonal rituals. Ethics. Magic has varied ethical views depending on intent. Witchcraft, particularly Wicca, often includes ethical guidelines, such as the Wiccan Rede. modern practice, both have adapted to contemporary times, with magic integrating self-help practices and witchcraft fostering community-based spirituality. In essence, magic is the broader practice of manipulating energies and forces, whereas witchcraft is a nature-centered spiritual path that often includes magical practices, but emphasizes reverence for nature, ethical considerations, and personal spirituality.